Some of the concerns that were expressed were, was there any enforcement in other California cities who've enacted similar ordinances? And the short answer to that is no. We could not find any record in the cities of San Francisco, Berkeley, Oakland, or Los Angeles that any prosecutions have resulted from similar types of ordinances.
On the experiences of the other cities, I can't tell you that we're going to have a lot of prosecutions behind this law.
Because there's none. So
exactly. But that doesn't mean that we won't do it here in Sacramento.
And at the time, we didn't have the information about whether this proposed ordinance had been useful to other jurisdictions. Let me just say that on top of an ordinance that, you know, sounds really good, it hasn't done anything, although I do support the concept, as I told Ms. Bell. But now we've had an opportunity to see what it's done in other jurisdictions, and it hasn't done a darn thing. And yes, I agree with you that this city and members of this council in the past have been in the forefront of gun violence prevention. But the reality is, when the ordinance that would sue gun manufacturers for the use of their guns and the bullets that killed people, we weren't preempted by state, but it was thrown off the books by the courts. So it was another feel-good measure that sounded wonderful, extremely liberal, but didn't work. And we've done that a couple of times in the past. Yes, that makes us leaders, but what does it really do on the ground? Nothing. It just makes us feel good. And so, as supportive as I am of the concept of requiring people to report the loss of firearms, I'm really in a quandary right now about why we should ask the city attorney to bother to write an ordinance that no one uses and has had no effect in the jurisdictions that have it.
Well, I would just say that any law is only as good as the enforcement of that law. And it may be that other jurisdictions have not focused enforcement on this ordinance. However, I think I heard the chief say that there's nothing stopping Sacramento from enforcing that. In fact, I thought I heard him say that they will focus on enforcing this ordinance.
I don't think the chief can speak for the city attorney, and the city attorney would be the ones that would be prosecuting. Secondly, why is it that Sacramento has to do something better than everybody else all the time? That's just my frustration with this. I have to tell you, I do support the concept. I also have to tell you, we need to set our own priorities about the city. And for me personally, I would like to see us spend more time and money with programs and hope for these kids so that they don't have to turn to the use of a gun in part of an escalation of a simple argument over tennis shoes or CDs or MP3 players or the like. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand what you're saying. The only other point that I would like to make is that local gun laws in the past have proven to be a very effective catalyst for the adoption of state laws. It can be a very powerful tool for affecting change at the state level.
Well, I know that it's been a very powerful tool in moving people to other elective offices.
We have at least 7 other proposed gun regulations that have been identified as being areas that have the potential for the city to adopt regulations ratcheting down and tightening down on purchase, sale, use of guns within the city.
No one else has signed up to speak. What is the pleasure of the committee? All right. I got you. I'm just looking at you. All those in favor? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstention? Okay. I guess we're going to write an ordinance.